Good morning, good afternoon, guys. What's going on? Let's have a look around the market, see what's happening. Look at that little buying opportunity there, guys. Boom. That says DCA all over it, guys. All over it. Look at this level of support, too, we're at. We're at a very important level of support, as you can see, right across the board. We've seen right here, it's been support for 3 days now. It was support for 3 days back here. It was resistance for quite a while here. It was support here, support here. Very key level we're looking at right now, guys. Very, very important. So will we hold or will we fall? Will be interesting to find out, right? Personally, guys, I wouldn't mind a little bit further down over the next week because I really want to buy some more. I really do. I really, really do. But I'm always going to feel that way, right? It doesn't matter. So, I don't mean. Anyway, let's have a look at the chat, see what's going on. Paul, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Hodl pumped over. It's so close. Yes, it's coming. It is coming, brother. That's what she said. Funky action. COVID didn't stop the bull run. The ports won't stop this one either. This is just a blip on the radar. Clear skies ahead. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I'm thinking, guys, somewhere between the 11th and the 15th is probably where we'll really start to go into orbit. Pumptober is coming. Guys, make sure you smash a like and subscribe. Paul, I watch your videos every day. You are the man. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate having you here, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. William, what's up, buddy? Good old William in the house as usual. Funky, great banking flip is about to happen. Just my opinion. It's called a solar flare. Nice. Very nice. Jerry, Jasmine to the moon. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, man. Holmes is in the house. What's going on? Funky. What's up, buddy? Gotta. Okay. Nicholas, what's up, big dog? Wow, you really like whatever this is. I don't know if that's a project or something, man, but Brandon, innovation news. That's yeah, there's no news for the innovation zone yet. Not that I am aware of. But this week, I saw that Binance and Jasmy gave a Tesla away 2022, partnered together. Kind of weird. I don't understand what you're trying to get at, brother. Let me know. I need details, man. I need more details. All right. What do we got, guys? What do we got? Let's get into the news. Let's see what's going on around the market, shall we? Okay. Let's have a look at the bubbles. Sea of red right now, guys. Good DCAing. XRP took a hit after, XRP was starting to finally gain some traction, with the partnership out in Dubai, or the licensing, out in Dubai, and then the spot XRP ETF. That's done now, by the way, guys. That's done. That's not happening now, right? Because of the appeal. There's no way that the SEC, and on one hand in court, is going to argue that they feel that XRP is a security still. They're appealing this. But then on the other hand, approve a spot XRP ETF. It's not going to happen. If they approve the spot XRP ETF, it hurts their case against Ripple. It's not going to happen, right? They're going to either postpone it or deny it. One of the two. They'll probably postpone it to the max and then deny it, right? So, Jasmy peak price. Right. So what else do we got? Yeah. So look at the opportunity, guys. Wakami Games down 13.9%. I've been really considering scooping some of this up, and I think I just might. Beam's at a good price right now, guys. 1 cent 4. Sui, if you wanted to get in on Sui, it's a good opportunity, right? Ondo 67 cents. Very nice, guys. Very nice opportunities across the board. AVAX, $24, guys. Come on. 4 for $100. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, let's get into the news. Enough dicking around. We got stuff to do. Way to get through this live stream. We got to go to the gym. Healthy body, healthy mind, healthy portfolio, right, guys? So Cointelegraph says Franklin Templeton submits a proposal for a Bitcoin and Ethereum index ETF to the US SEC. This ETF would be the first to combine BTC and Ethereum in a single fund, pending approval. Very interesting. Will this help the price of Ethereum start to spike? Well, we're going to have to pay attention to it and see what happens, right, guys? Very interesting. Very, very interesting stuff. All right, what else do we got? This is not the time to be scared out of the market. Bitcoin is right where it's supposed to be, and that is a point that a lot of people are missing, is that we are right where we're supposed to be in the market right now. People are missing that, right? Look at this. Look at where we are right now. We have all this upside to go, guys. All this upside. Like, come on. Brandon, I meant to say Binance and JASMY partnered together to give away a Tesla. Kind of weird. Then they would put them in the innovation zone. I see suppression. Well, I agree with you, Brandon. Here's the thing, though, is that it's this weird thing because the people, the personnel over at JASMY are actually tight-knit with the offices of Binance Japan, right? So it is really, really weird. I would agree with you there. They do have relationships behind the scenes. JASMY to 30 cents. Nice. When will we start pumping? Hang on, let me check my crystal ball. Magic 8 Ball says, ask again later. A couple weeks before what you can now. But what you can now, yes. Buy now, yes. While you can buy now, yes. Nacho, what's up, buddy? Good morning. Let's keep buying, everyone. Every little bit counts. I've been buying like a mofo whenever. Yes, exactly. Everything's a drop in the bucket, man. Everything is a drop in the bucket for your portfolio, right? Even if, and I had this discussion the other night. I believe we were talking on the Patreon the other night about it. And I was saying that, guys, listen, don't let the size of your portfolio discourage you from believing in your plan and your progress. Even just putting in $20 every 2 weeks or $20 a week or something like that, adds up over the course of an entire 4-year cycle, right? You have to just create a plan. You have to stick to your plan, have conviction, have commitment. Don't get shaken out of the market whenever something, happens and you start seeing all over X or whatever the case might be. Don't let that shake you out. Stick to your plan. For better or worse, stick to your plan. I thought you'd find that funny. Check this out, guys. This is just ironic. This is irony. So Tim Draper there, he literally tells Gary Gensler a couple of years ago, back in 2018, he tells Gary Gensler how the system is manipulated and works. And the irony of it is Gary's doing exactly what Tim Draper said they do, right? This was before he was the head of the SEC. And then he goes in and he starts doing exactly what Tim Draper said. Watch this. Tell me if this doesn't sound exactly like what's happening with Gensler now.
You mentioned Jamie Dimon, so let's bring it back to Jamie and JP Morgan. What do you think is going to be the thing that they will have to change the most or lose market share and somebody else is going to do better, faster, serve their clients better than JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs?
You can just hear the bankers panicking right now.
But what
feel the panic in their voices. But here's is most well. Here's what always happens. The first thing that happens is they try to go, oh, it's nothing, and they did that. I mean, that's with every new industry, every new technology comes along. the powers that be, the incumbents, the status quo, all say it's nothing. Don't ignore the man behind the curtain. This is nothing. And then all of a sudden it's too big to get in there. You know, they're going, oh my God, I got to face this thing. And then they all line up and they wrap their arms together and they say, we're not letting this happen. And then it keeps going. And then they say, okay, well, let's sue them. Or let's go get the government.
There's another thing they do. They adopt the technology. I think.
No, that's at the end.
They will adopt this technology.
No, this is the last thing they do. No,
yeah, it's like
it's after. It's after. Right. It's after the press planting. They plant the press stories. They put out lawsuits. They create as much of a fuss as possible. They try to get their government friends involved. And then they go, oh God, this thing's happening. And then they go, okay, what are we going to do? How do we get it? So then they either make or buy, as all great companies do. They go, am I going to make this or am I going to buy it? Am I going to make an exchange, or am I going to make a new kind of wallet? Am I going to bring it in so my clients can use this?
How ironic is it that now we're in the phase of make or buy, right? What are they doing? They can't make their own Bitcoin, so they're buying it. And while they're buying it, they're suppressing the price of it so they can scoop up. Look at how much Bitcoin has been bought up by BlackRock and Fidelity over this since January, right? If that's not a make or buy phase of what he's talking about here, I don't know what is, right? That's exactly what they're doing. They're buying it all up now because they can't stop it. They can't control it. So we need to get it. We need to get it. We need to get it. We need to make as much money off it as we can. That's what they're doing, right? And how ironic is it that Tim Draper's telling Gary Gensler how these things play out, and Gary Gensler today is at the head of that ship, who's heading that up, who's suing, who's making as much of a fuss, who's linking their arms together and saying, we're not letting this happen, right? Eventually, he's going to lose. Well, I mean, he has been, right? So Swift, absolutely, big dog. Absolutely, brother. Swift to the moon, man. Nacho, I got into Simon's Cat at 40K market cap. It's pretty big. I did take some profits a week ago. It's a meme coin. Nice. Congratulations on your profits, brother. Congratulations on that, man. That's awesome. Keep winning, man. Keep freaking winning. That's what I want to see. Okay, what else do we got going on out there? All right, so we got these. Metaplanet acquires around 215 million worth of Bitcoin again. Guys, this company is like the MicroStrategy of Japan. They are accumulating and putting Bitcoin on their balance sheets. No different than MicroStrategy. Fantastic plan, right? Adoption, guys. It's we're running out of Bitcoin on exchanges in reserve. I'm telling you. Wrecked Fencer, in just 10 days, the biggest alt season will begin. It happened in 2017, in 2020, and now it's here again. Last time, 1K turned into 740K for me. Now, here are my picks for 100X for his portfolio. We're not going to go into his picks. However, if we do have a look, we're more talking about his timeline here. So he figures in 10 days, we go for liftoff. Look at this. 2015, boom. 2013, 2017, boom. 2020, boom. Here we are. 2024, boom. Let's go. We're just waiting for that run, guys. He says he turned 1K into 740K. I don't believe that happened. Honestly, I don't think he turned 1K into 740K. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, right? I'm not right about everything. Like I always tell you guys, my wife says I'm wrong about everything. So check this out, guys. A little bit from Meta Lawman talking with Digital Perspectives about this appeal So check this out.
Well, I've always suggested that in a split decision, it would be the early sales that were in question, and that would give the SEC the right to want to play whack-a-mole in this crypto space, because it tells them from the judge's decision, well, the judge just told us everything in the beginning is basically a security, according to Gary Goldman Gensler. So if you're arguing over the early sales, I could see the SEC overreaching once again from that decision and saying, well, that's enough for us to say everybody's a security in the beginning. So whoever we target, we got the reason to come after you, even if it ends up being a split decision for you as it was for Ripple. Your thoughts there?
Very possible. Brad, right. you didn't need to go to law school. You figured this all out on your own. Yeah, I could see them doing that. But I'll tell you, it's so weird. You know, they bring these cases and say, hey, Algo is a security, but they don't sue Algorand. You know, in the Coinbase case, I guess Algo's in there and others. You know, so they don't have that argument now in the exchange cases, except for, you know, the Binance BNB token. You know, they have that argument. But with respect to Coinbase and Bittrex, they don't have that argument. They won't have the promoters or the original, you know, it won't be an issue in the case, or it shouldn't be, you know. Yeah, you're absolutely right. They could very well try to use this precedent to go after original sales, and they've just be you know, confronted with statute of limitations issues, and so but yeah, it's very possible.
All right, well, speaking of that being very possible, then that brings me to the next question. In your professional estimation of looking at what's happening here, how likely is it that we see this case, what's left of this split decision, go to the appellate court and then on to the Supreme Court? Because I don't change my mind that some element of this may continue to go to the Supreme Court.
I think it's very likely. Because it undermines the entire
innovation.
It undermines the entire enforcement by regulation by enforcement strategy of this regime at the SEC right now, because if you can't go after, you know, this undermines very much the case against Coinbase and Bittrex. Absolutely. And undermines a significant chunk of the Binance case. So they sort of have to appeal. Because their case is this decision is going to be thrown in their face, and their response is going to be, well, it's on appeal. Judge Torres made a mistake, you know. So so I would rate it highly likely, and I think people need to be aware of that. You know, that there's a chance that things will the tables will turn at the Second Circuit, and then the Supreme Court will get it right. You know. I've written something that's going to be, guess what? In both of those cases, West Virginia, the plaintiff in the student loan, I think was Missouri, they lost. You know, they lost before they won at the Supreme Court. So things can change, and people need to be cognizant of that. This is a very important battle. It's not the war, but I think Judge Torres got it right. I've said that to you the first time you had me on, you know, when I had 100 followers, you know, several months ago. Yeah, you discovered me and I appreciate that. But I believe that you know, Ripple will win. This one thing they lost, that might be upheld on appeal, but I like the chances of Judge Torres's decision being upheld on appeal. But to answer your question directly, yes, I think appeal is more likely than not.
Yeah, it's going all the way to the Supreme Court, because it's so, look, you know, I'm always reminded of the early days, Stuart Alderati, when they dropped the lawsuit, said goodbye Howey test, hello Ripple test. And when you look at the summary judgment, the way they wrote that summary judgment with the blue sky laws argument, I mean, my God, that's a Supreme Court argument. That's not even a Second Circuit argument, right? That's a Supreme Court argument, the way they laid that foundation out. And I feel like, you know, just understanding that dynamic, they're playing the long game. They knew from Jump Street that this had to be done for the entire space, as well as their own company, Ripple, and the use of the digital asset XRP.
they figured Ripple would quit. SEC really likes cases where people settle, you know, and so they thought they had a good case where they would just get an order, you know, that there'd be a fine, a big fine, you know, and an order that they could use to hit other people with. Hey, Brad, there's a possibility that by the time this case gets to the Supreme Court, there could be an actual statute passed in the United States that says these tokens are commodities from the jump. That's what the Lummis-Gillibrand new bill that was released yesterday says, that if you don't get rights to the, you know, ownership rights, equity or debt rights against the issuer, then it isn't a security. You know, and so if that passed, then that would put into question the one ruling that the SEC got, and they'd say, well, that was the law before, you know, and yeah, now we have this new law, but you know, it would be very helpful to everyone. You know,
it would be right.
Passed.
It would be very helpful, right?
That would be massive, guys. If the new Gillibrand-Lummis bill passes and labels all digital assets, as long as you do not hold a stake in the company, you're not owed shares in the company because you hold the crypto, then it's a commodity, not a security. If that bill makes it through and passes, man, oh man, Gary Gensler's dead in the water. He's dead in the water at that point. He can't sue anyone anymore. He'd be done, right? His legacy would be finalized as a disaster, and he'd have to go home and look his wife and kids in the face every day. Darren, is 750K JASMY coins enough? Enough for what, my friend? It depends on what you need. What I would say is, I think anyone, if you're going to hold JASMY, should hold at least 100,000. So 750,000. It's a nice little bag. It's a nice bag for sure, man. Nice bag for sure. Kevin, what's up, big dog? Good to see you, man. What's up, crypto gangsters? Beebs in the house. What's up, buddy? Yeah, how you doing anyway, Beebs? What's going on, man? What's going on? I heard you were down in that area where the storm hit. You all good, brother? Let me know, man. Let me know. All right, what else do we got? Check this out. All right, let's see, guys. Are we going to have an early top or what? So analysts said this cycle in Bitcoin is different from others. Now, I will start by saying, guys, that for me, whenever the most scary term in crypto is this time it's different, right? That is the most scary. Anytime you hear someone say something like that, red flag immediately. You know how many people have said over the last 3 cycles that I've been in that this time is different? It's never different, right? Never different. The micro stuff might be different, but the macro, the 4-year cycle itself, it's never been different. They say it every time. The peak will come early. Gave a date for the peak. Let's have a look. All right, so while Bitcoin has never recovered from the declines it experienced after the new all-time high in March, now the tension between Iran and Israel has dealt a big blow to the BTC and cryptocurrency market. It only fell a couple of grand. I wouldn't say a big blow. While some analysts state that the expected rise may be delayed due to the decline, others predict that the recent decline is temporary and the rally will begin with the arrival of October, known as the month of the rise. At this point, CoinMarketCap research analysts also stated that Bitcoin's bull market cycle is accelerating and that Bitcoin is on its way to breaking its typical 4-year cycle and entering a super cycle. There's another red flag phrase, guys, super cycle. Fear the phrases, right? These are buzzwords used by people who don't know what they're talking about. Analysts noted that the typical cycle Bitcoin's having usually significantly affected the price of BTC, and that the bull markets historically peak 518 to 546 days after the halving, which we've covered here That's why my target for the top is around September 12th, 2025, give or take 4 to 6 weeks. However, analysts at CoinMarketCap Research said that BTC is heading towards a super cycle due to the increasing institutional adoption, spot Bitcoin ETFs, and improving market dynamics. For these reasons, analysts added that they predict the Bitcoin could peak between mid-May and mid-June of 2025, estimating Bitcoin's current bull market advance to be 40.66%, analysts wrote. CoinMarketCap analysts also included a list of 5 most attractive sectors in the cryptocurrency sector that in their report, they stated that meme coins and Ethereum were the top of the list. CoinMarketCap report also that Bitcoin was the most popular cryptocurrency across all continents in Q3. And after Bitcoin, Solana came in second with an average market share of approximately 14%, and Ethereum came in third with an average market share of approximately 13%. So guys, at the end of the day, they think that the peak of the market's going to happen between middle of May and the middle of June. I personally disagree. I think it's going to be, like I said, around mid-September. However, would I accept a mid-May to mid-June top? Oh, hell yeah, I would. That just means I get my money sooner, right? So let's go. I hope that's true. I hope it happens, right? I hope that happens. Imagine getting out earlier than that, right? Earlier than May or earlier than September. That would be fantastic. I also wanted to have a look at some token unlocks, guys. See what's going on for the month. See if there's any projects of note. Sui has one today. They're doing a token unlock, so we'll see what happens with that. So their next unlock, what are they doing here? 142.28 million. Okay, so that is today. So Sui, if you want to get in on Sui, today might not be a bad opportunity for that. What else do we got? A lot of people have been asking me about Ondo as well, guys. Now listen, I have a plan with Ondo, okay? So from my understanding, in January, Ondo is supposed to be unlocking something like 40% of their tokens into circulation in one big dump, right? So I'm waiting until then to see what happens. If I miss the boat on Ondo as a result, that's fine. I'm okay with that, right? But I think it could be an opportunity. I'm not going to buy in before that and then just get dumped on, right? Like 40% of the supply dumped on my head. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to see what happens. If we have a big crash because of it and Ondo's price, that's a perfect opportunity for me to accumulate at that point. So that's kind of how I'm playing Ondo out. That's just a free little gem, guys, that I give you guys over on the Patreon. They get all kinds of stuff like that, right? I'm doing a 3-month swing trade over there right now. And the Patreon people know what I'm doing. So if you want to know that, guys, get over to the Patreon. What other unlocks do we have going on here that are significant this month? Let's see. WorldCoin, but I don't consider WorldCoin very significant. I would never buy that project personally. Sleepless AI. Any decent projects doing unlocks? I like to pay attention to these every month, guys, because you know it's very, very relevant. You could end up finding some good opportunities to find entry points. Look at Miria. Miria's got a token unlock on the 7th. Perfect opportunity, guys. Perfect opportunity right there for Miria. Probably scoop some more of that up if it dips. Unique Network, another decent one. That's October 7th. Anything else? Anything else of relevance? Well, of relevance in my opinion, anyways. We'll check one more page. One more page. So we got Sui and Miria doing token unlocks this month. Good opportunities to DCA into those. Lit Labs is doing one on the 11th. There's an opportunity for you there as well. I like Lit Labs. Aptos is doing one on the 12th. Another good project in Aptos. GFAL, Games for a Living, doing a token unlock on the 13th. There's some good opportunities out there to DCA this month, guys. Some token unlocks of note. Funky, Plummet Osh for that mill. Yamaha, what's up, man? Good to see you. Sun is hot. What's going on, man? Beebs, everything's good in my hood. The coast got smoked. I don't live in the coast. Just some tree debris around the house, but that's all take care of. Yes. Well, I'm glad you're okay, brother. I'm glad you're okay, man. I think there will be a huge pump during tax time. I don't know, man. Usually we see a dump at tax time because people are generally taking their tax harvesting, right? So they're taking losses. They're selling at losses so that they can use that against their taxes, right? Usually we see a bit of a pullback at tax time, like February, right? Batlander, what's up, man? Good to see you. Beeb, Sui, unlock some. Yes. They are unlocking today. Yes. Bullish on NCT. Yeah, I don't mind NCT. Nacho, glad everything's okay. Beebs. Beebs, glad you're okay. Beebs, we love you, brother. We love you, man. We want to make sure you're okay. All right, so anything else? Oh, yes. And finally, guys, check this out. For you meme coin lovers out there, we got new listings for Pepe coin and Pepe, whatever, the red Pepe, right? Both just got listed on Coin Market Cap. So big tier 1 listing for both projects. Very bullish there. So very, very good news. Oh, also, check this out. We have one last video to go through here. Talking about the Fed. Jay Clayton's talking about the Fed. The Fed has a tough job today. Tougher job today than they did a week ago. Check this out real quick. One more video to get through, guys.
Gary, what did you think on the economy, the issues that came out there?
So I think on the economy, again, I'm not sure we learned a lot. I don't think any new policy was put out. In fact, the only new policy that's been put out since we were here last is the Harris-Walls team did put out their 82-page economic platform, which is quite interesting, and maybe we should spend some time talking about that.
Well, let's do it.
But what we've learned, and I think what they continue to do, is they continue to reiterate that what you've seen in the past is what you're going to get in the future. So what you saw from the Trump administration during their 4 years, their policy of lower taxes, very accommodative from the regulatory standpoint, trying to grow the economy, they continue to reiterate that. From the Harris-Walls team, they put out 82 pages of new and bigger entitlements. Like, I could go through the list, but I'm not sure we have enough time. We're going to talk about new housing credits, small business credits, forgiveness of student loans, higher inflation, enhanced child credits, preschool credits, long-term care credits, paid family leave credits, government control of healthcare, price controls. I can keep going.
No, you're right. I think you're absolutely right that there's a big change, but I would say it's the same from both campaigns, because I would say former President Trump has laid out a pretty long litany of things on the campaign trail that he would spend on. And we're not looking at a whole lot of ways to raise it outside of tariffs. So I think you're right. I think both of these campaigns are talking about pretty aggressive shifts from what we've seen in the past.
No, I think this is exactly what Bidenomics is. I think the Harris-Walls team laid out in 82 pages Bidenomics. So now we can call it Harrisonomics. And I think what you've seen from the Trump-Vance team is you've seen a reiteration of what they did in the past. They continue to talk about lowering taxes. They do continue to talk about tariffs. We've talked about tariffs, where they're effective and where they're not effective. They continue to talk about growing the economy. Growing the economy so we have a higher GDP, so everyone gets raised up, so we can grow wages, we can grow the entire size. And I think that's the difference. One is grow the economy so all boats rise. The other is redistribution of the economy.
The two things that really strike me now, though, is we are faced with massive news issues that we've been talking about all morning. One would be what's happening in the Middle East. The second would be the strike with the longshoremen. And maybe we should start with the easier one first, being the longshoremen.
Yeah. So we were talking, Jay Powell, I think everybody's giving him high marks for where we are in trying to land this. What's not in the textbooks? A port strike. What's not in the textbooks? Increased conflict in the Middle East, energy price shock, if that comes or not. These things are not there. And both of them are inflationary.
Yeah.
And so what do you do if you're at the Fed? You've done very well here. You've kind of brought demand down. We're going to head towards soft landing, and all of a sudden you have these two inflationary forces hitting you in the face. The Fed has a tougher job today than they did a week ago.
And what happens? I mean, Gary, just looking at it from the economic perspective, we've been talking about how 0.3% cut off GDP if this lasts a week, and every week thereafter.
No, look, as Jay said, we've been talking about this a lot. This is a much tougher scenario, and we haven't thrown the Middle East in there. We haven't thrown a major oil shock. We haven't thrown in there closing the Suez Canal and making shipping routes completely different. And we know the difference in shipping costs going around Africa than through the Mediterranean. These things are highly inflationary. This will be the real definition of transitory inflation. We'll get back to where we thought we were 4 years ago of transitory inflation, a port strike, real disruption in the Middle East and shipping lanes and oil. This is all will have real short-term impact on the U.S. economy. And I think Chair Powell sort of started foreshadowing that last week, where he started talking about, a slower, more methodical move. Mm-hmm. I think he was foreshadowing exactly what he thought may be in the cards with the port strike. Right. Look, we got the 50 basis points, which we always thought was 25 at Jackson Hole and 25 at the meeting. That was the 50. Then we thought there'd be 25 more in the next two meetings. Look, I think there still is probably 25 more in the next two meetings, but it's not is positive. I'm not as positive today as I was last time I sat there because of the port strike and because of what's going on in the Middle East. These things can amplify very, very quickly.
Yeah, I agree, but it'll pass, guys. It'll pass. I don't see it lasting long, to be honest with you. Isaac, what's up, buddy? At work, stop by to say what's up. We'll watch the video later on. Hey, I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate you. Have a fantastic day at work, man. Holmes, add to that, the current administration has drained the strength. Yes. Exactly, Holmes. And, people are upset with me. They're saying I'm pro-Trump or whatever. I'm pro my portfolio at the end of the day, whether you like it or not. I'm pro my portfolio. And unless we see them actually do something instead of just give you lip service, in terms of the Democrats right now, and I would be saying the same thing if the roles were reversed and it was the Republicans that had been. Look, you may not like it, but the Democrats have been attacking crypto for 4 years, whether you like it or not. Nothing can change that. That's not something I'm making up and saying. That's a cold, hard fact. So if you vote for a Democrat right now, you're voting against your own portfolio. As long as you're okay with that, that's cool. That's cool. I'm not pro Republican or Democrat. I'm pro my portfolio. Understand that, right? If you don't understand it, I don't give a shit. I know there was some people trash talking me in Underdog's video or comment section or something because they're saying I'm pro Trump. No, I'm not. I'm pro my portfolio. Get it right? Facts are facts. What's going on, Triple J? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Polly Trick. All right, guys. So my rant is over. I got to get ready to head to the gym. I will be back this evening for another live stream, guys. I'm probably going to do a quick. I'm going to do a quick live group chat over on the Patreon, guys. We do live group video calls. So get over there, guys. Get to the Patreon if you want to be a part of it. I'm going there. I'll be there 10 minutes live over on the Patreon. Jump over. The link is in the pinned comment section or in the description of the video, guys. I will see you guys over on the Patreon in about 10 minutes. Have a good one.